Funding for Schaefer-Ellis is provided by
Squarespace, the sponsor of today's video. Let's get this over with.
Disappointment in the game of life.
Bowser Castle 2 is the worst track in the entire Mario Kart series. Its only possible competition for this prestigious honor comes from other tracks in this very game. But ultimately, I came to the decision that it earned this spot. It doesn't even feel like a race course, just something that was haphazardly thrown together in a level editor. And before you say, well, isn't that just a symptom of being in Super Mario Kart? No! The other courses have track design. One part of the road naturally leads to the next part on these other courses. That's the bare fucking minimum. Here, there's a complete dead end disguised as a regular turn that you can't progress through if you don't have a feather. And there's a bizarre middle section where no turn naturally leads into another. Why would you ever turn right, then left, then right at this one part? What is the point of that? It's so sloppy and abysmally beneath the already pretty low standards of this game's courses. What else is there? Oh, there's long ass straightaways where barely anything happens and sharp 90-degree turns that absolutely do not mesh with this game's control scheme. This is an obscene piece of shit and Bowser should be ashamed of himself.
I deserve that.
And that was just the first of 3 F-tier courses this game has. Yep, you heard me right. Buckle up, fucko! Wow, Super Mario Kart controls like ass by modern standards. I know what would make it better. Ice physics! Welcome to Vanilla Lake 1. It's slippery as shit, are you surprised? But making your kart impossible to control wasn't enough, because there's also these tiny, difficult to notice ice blocks that bring you to a screeching halt if you hit and break them. What a great course! On top of that, there are pointless multicolored barriers jutting out and making the course more annoying to get through. Plus, the course itself is just one big circle. It's so boring! Or at least it would be if it wasn't so infuriating. Anyway, one more F tier to go. What could it possibly be? Whoa, Vanilla Lake 2! I can't believe it! I thought it was so much better than the first one! Truth be told, the first time I played this course, I just couldn't believe it. Like, the sheer audacity of a course trying this hard to be completely unplayable is so impressive that I have to admire it. Remember those ice blocks from the first Vanilla Lake? Yeah, they're annoying, but there's only a few of them, so it's not so bad. Oh my god! Who did this lying crafting emoji? There's so many of them all bunched up together in 2 different spots. And for what? The most annoying obstacle in the history of the series? Additionally, this course is also a lame-ass circle. But the reason I ranked it above fellow F-tier flunkies is because it can actually be pretty satisfying to hop past the corners of the lake on this one. It makes you feel like a Mario Kart pro. Until you remember you're playing Vanilla Lake 2 and sink back into depression. This course is ass and playing it should be made illegal. Okay, now it's time for the D tiers. Thank God. I missed them so much. Okay, so if you couldn't tell by now, I don't really like Super Mario Kart. It's by far the worst game in the franchise, and I don't think you can possibly make an argument that it's not. But it's obviously not the developer's fault. In fact, they did a great job making something so revolutionary for a 16-bit console. It's a miracle this game is somewhat playable by modern standards at all. And I will say, this game does include maybe one of the hypest items in the entire franchise for me. The feather. Damn it, when I get that feather and land a cool shortcut, that is one of the most exciting feelings in any Mario Kart game. I'm dead serious. I love the feather so much. I know it doesn't really have a place in modern track design, but it is the single best thing about Super Mario Kart, in my opinion. And the reason I'm saying all of this right now is because of the Ghost Valleys. Ghost Valley 1 has a cool feather shortcut. Ghost Valley 2 has a cool feather shortcut. But Ghost Valley 3? No. It just couldn't keep that streak going for some reason. There are no feather shortcuts on Ghost Valley 3, and I'm pissed. Also, the track is overly long with no obstacles outside of falling off. You just drive for ages and listen to the lame-ass music for way more time than you should. It actually has all the same problems as Broken Pier, my least favorite track from Super Circuit. So I mean, yeah, does this placement really surprise you? Bad track. Moving on. Oh goody! An SNES Bowser's Castle again! Bowser's Castle 1 isn't as jank as its sequel, and yet it still sucks. Most of the course is straightaways with no obstacles except a couple of easy to dodge thwomps. Plus, the annoying 90-degree turns are back since the entire course is just a square. Plus, why does the road jut out with these little side pockets at this one part? What's the point? What's the point of any of this? I don't think I need to sell you on how ass these courses are. I think you get the gist. Anyway, now we're on to the C tiers. This is where most of the courses in this game reside. Can you believe it? I don't have it in me to make 3 different segments on the Donut Plainses. This is by far the most boring theme in the game, because at least the Mario circuits have an excuse to be boring looking. Plus, I like their music a lot better. This shit is just grass. I don't understand. There has to have been a more interesting theme they could have used. I don't know, make the grass purple or something. Who cares? This is so generic. But with that said, the time has finally come to answer a long sought-after question. In the opening of my Mario Kart Wii video, I said this. Are you seriously gonna tell me with a straight face that you genuinely care about whether or not I would rank Donut Plains 2 over Donut Plains 3? Well, here we are. The answer to that question will finally be revealed. Drum roll, please. And the answer is, hey, look at that, it's the Squarespace logo. Finally, an excuse to not talk about Super Mario Kart courses. I'll take it. Squarespace is an amazing online website builder that enables you to create beautiful websites for your business or personal hobby. Create your own online store to sell your products. Whether they be physical, digital, or service products, you better believe Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. Hop on in with one of their professional website templates with designs for every category and use case. Then make it your own by customizing the design, updating content, and adding whichever features you need. Any Squarespace template can do anything you want, allowing your idea, brand, or business to stand out. And on any device, too. You can even host video content using Squarespace, organizing your video library, showing off your content on beautiful video pages, and selling access to exclusive videos with member areas. The possibilities are near limitless. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/ShapeRellis to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, now back to the question at hand. Donut Plains 2 or Donut Plains 3? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I liked 3 a little better. It didn't really need all that build up. First things first, Donut Plains 2. It's got a pretty standard, okay layout, but the real standout here is the moles. They latch onto your cart and you gotta shake them off. That's funny. Otherwise, there's really nothing to say about this one. Donut Plains 3 is the course that was remade in Mario Kart 8. And while they did a great job with that remake, the original is The road is so twisted and narrow at points that it's so easy to fall in the water and perish. But it's certainly a unique course, and hopping over this one gap in the bridge is fun. Still, not the best this game has to offer. My favorite Donut Plains is 1. Nice, simple, doesn't overstay its welcome, though it doesn't have any of the moles, so never mind, it's kind of a ripoff. I don't know, the order of the Donut Plains doesn't really matter. This is just what I'm feeling today. Can we go to the fun game now? Mario Circuit 1. Short, sweet, and to the point. In this game, I can appreciate simple courses that don't have any annoying elements in them, and this one is perfectly fine in that regard. It's got a nice wide section to take a mushroom shortcut, and I don't know, I like the sound effect when your tires are on the sand. On the ranking of first courses in Mario Kart games, I'll put it, dead last. Yeah, even Luigi Circuit Wii was better than this. I mean, to be fair, this is probably a better course than Figure 8 Circuit, but Patrick gaslit me into ranking that one first place, unironically. So, yep, last place for the weakest Mario Kart game. How fitting. Once we get to the Mario Kart 8 ranking, we'll finally see once and for all how all of these aggressively mid courses stack up next to each other. Doesn't that sound exciting? Okay, so previously on Dragon Ball Z, I anointed SNES Choco Island 2, specifically the Mario Kart DS remake of it, as an F tier track. But in its original version, this course is perfectly average. What the hell? Did Mario Kart DS actually make a fucking Super Nintendo course worse? Holy shit, I didn't even know that was possible! Anyway, why is the original version not terrible? The mud doesn't slow you down, and the bumps in the road are so tiny that they don't send you careening off the track. Instead, they're just there, and they sure are pointless. With that said, the road is a little narrow, and you do find yourself going off-road a lot as a result of that. Plus, it still looks like ass, especially compared to the rest of this game's courses. Better than I was expecting, based on how it's complete fecal matter in DS, but also not very good. Koopa Beach 2, another course I hated in DS, but it's fine here. In fact, I literally just noticed right now that I ranked all 4 of the courses that made it to DS in a row. I genuinely did not plan that, but I think it's kind of stunning how they all ended up being fine in their original game, and yet DS somehow ruined them. Either by cutting their lap count down and making them comedically short, making the ramp sections and mud barely functional to play on, and I don't know why this version of Koopa Beach 2 is better. Like, I genuinely can't put my finger on it. Maybe because the water is less hazardous since you can hop out of it. But even then, the layout just feels off in the DS. Probably because you have to compare it to real courses in that game. Here, it's fine. It made it to the top half of the list, didn't it? Oh shit, that's right, I forgot about the battle mode courses. The worst one is 3 because it's based on Vanilla Lake, so it's slippery and has ice blocks and it's terrible. Next is 4, way too big for 2 people with far too many layers to it that you're not gonna use. Then we got 1, it's a little hard to see the barriers from a distance because of its flat nature, but otherwise it's fine. And the best one is 2, solely because it doesn't have any glaring issues. Still not great though. Probably the worst battle mode in the series, because at least Mario Kart Wii's mode had Funky Stadium, and Super Circuit has, I don't know, slightly prettier graphics. Leave me alone. Mario Circuit 3, the most recurring course in the series, tied with this game's Rainbow Road. Why? I don't get it. It's basically the Mario Kart equivalent of a Nepo baby. Like, how the hell does it keep landing rolls in future games? It's not that talented. The one turn is too sharp, the shortcut through the sand is cute. I don't know, go watch my fucking Wii or 8 ranking when that's out to learn more. I want to go to bed. Ghost Valley 2. Wow, this one was also in Mario Kart Wii. No way. Yeah, it's also fine. Not too long, but not too short either. As I mentioned earlier, the one aspect I find particularly hype is if you use a feather to clear this one gap. Like, that shit rules. Otherwise, it's whatever. Koopa Beach 1. Yeah, this one's just another circle, but I gotta give it props for not really being all that annoying. Just a nice little island hopping race where going off course puts you in the shallow water, and it isn't that hard to recover and get back on track. But I also have nothing to say about it. It's perfectly fine. Are we done with the fine courses yet? Oh shit, we are. That was the last C tier. Now we're finally on to the B tier courses. Oh, thank God. Here are 6 tracks in this game that I actually like. Finally. Ghost Valley 1 nails the concept best in my eyes. Yeah, it has a lot of straightaways, which I hated about the Bowser's castles, but it's a lot wider and the turns are less obnoxiously sharp. The real star of the show here for me, though, is the loose bridge shortcut that you use the feather for. Woo! I fucking love the feather. It's so cool. So yeah, it's pretty decent. Not much more than that, but I'll take what I can get. Mario Circuit 4 is the only Mario Circuit in this game to never return as a retro course for some reason. And honestly, I have no idea why, because I would take it over Mario Circuit 3 any day. I don't know what it is, but this is just such a solid course to me. It's windy and complex without being annoyingly so. The pipes and oil slicks that serve as obstacles feel fair. And it really does feel like the culmination of all your Mario Circuit knowledge in a satisfying course that offers no real bullshit. I think it's really telling that with most courses, I'm ready to move on by lap 3 out of 5. But with this one, I pretty much enjoy myself the whole way through. It's solid, damn it. Why can't you just bring it back to fill the obligatory SNES slot in every Mario Kart game? Justice for Mario Circuit 4, damn it. I mean, it's a classic for a reason. No other course in this game is as revered as Rainbow Road. It's the only wholly unique theme in the whole game. There may be 4 Mario Circuits and 2 Vanilla Lakes for some godforsaken reason, but there's only one Rainbow Road. And it looks great, so colorful and inviting. It easily has the best music track in the game, and the thwomps serve as good obstacles. It is certainly a challenge, not so much in terms of its layout, but because of the janky controls, making it super easy to fall off. But I don't really think there's anything unfair here. It's just a matter of getting good. Something I refuse to do because I'm never gonna play this game again once this video's over. But if you do, then more power to you. This is a pretty simple Rainbow Road in the grand scheme of things, but it cannot be overstated how much it did for Mario Kart and gaming as a whole. There's just 3 other courses I like playing on more, so let's get to those. Let me tell ya, I've hated every Bowser's Castle in this game from 1 to 2.
1 to 2?
Yeah, 1 to 2. You know, the Bowser's Castles.
What about 3?
3?
3, the number after 2?
1, 2, 3! Here it is! Bowser Castle 3! Just like you said!
Oh boy.
It's fun. It has varied track design. It's Bowser scented! Bowser Castle 3 is genuinely one of the best things this game has to offer. And this is after 2 straight Bowser's Castles that were ass. There's more room to take sharp turns. There's a choose your own adventure section where you can hop to a specific little island you want. One of the straightaways has different lanes and another has well-placed challenging thwomps to dodge. A few portions can still feel a little too narrow to be fun. But overall, is this a good course? No fucking way! They did it! They made a good Bowser's Castle. One that easily stands out as one of the most ambitious, exciting, and fun courses in this entire game. I'm happy playing this. It's still like a B tier course overall, but like veering into B plus territory. So you know what? That's awesome. Take a bow, Super Mario Kart. You earned it with this one. Okay, I'm gonna sound like an insane person for this ranking, but hear me out. I always love playing on Choco Island 1 because the bumps in the road make your character hop up and down, and that makes me happy. That's it. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's a good course with no frustrating elements and a few areas with shortcut potential if you have a mushroom. It would have made it to B tier even without the jumps. But like, look at them involuntarily hopping up and down like that. That's just funny. Look, this game doesn't have much. Just let me have this, okay? I probably should have ranked Bowser Castle 3 and Rainbow Road higher, but like, look at the hopping. I love that. Congratulations, Choco Island 1. You're an absolute delight. But with all that said, now we get to the number 1 slot. And in terms of which tier it's in, we're jumping all the way straight up to B tier. It's still in B tier. It's like not that good or anything, sorry. It's still pretty good though. Let's talk about it. Guys, I genuinely never in a million years would have expected this, but my number 1 favorite course in Super Mario Kart ended up being Mario Circuit 2. That's right, Mario Kart 7 fans, stay winning. This game has every best course there is. Except DK Mountain and Sky Garden, but all my other favorites are here. So why the heck would I ever choose Mario Circuit 2 as my favorite Super Mario Kart course? It's because of the big boost, let's be honest. Before they installed a glider section on this track, it provided a massive jump for players to leap over the part of the track you just raced through. It's the only course in the game with a huge jump like this. And I'm gonna be honest, if I was playing this game in 1992, I'm pretty sure that shit would have blown my mind. And it's not just a thrill ride, you have to angle it properly and make sure you don't hit the pipes on the left when you land. And you can see other racers on the track below you sometimes. This is the shit, man! As someone who's already exhilarated by the use of the feather compared to the rest of Super Mario Kart's ho-hum gameplay, it should come as no surprise that the only thing more exciting to me than a jump is a super jump. Obviously, this would be a moot point if the rest of the layout of this course wasn't good, but it is. It's not too short, not too long, the turns aren't too sharp, nor too simple. There are obstacles and shortcut opportunities. It's a good-ass course. Even if it didn't have the big jump, it would still probably be in my top 5 and be my second favorite Mario Circuit after 4. But with the big jump, oh baby, this is peak. This is undoubtedly my favorite course in Super Mario Kart. There's nothing quite like it in this game, and I'm happy 7 kept its legacy alive. And that was Super Mario Kart. I didn't like it. But to be totally fair, I didn't hate it either. It was mildly amusing. And really, what would I even get out of hating on a 31-year-old game anyway? It doesn't really matter if it's aged well or not, because either way, Super Mario Kart deserves all of our respect. The developers laid the foundation and worked within an incredibly difficult framework to give audiences back then a racing game like no other. Without this foundation, we wouldn't have the Mario Kart we know and love today. So yeah, while we all kinda groan whenever a Super Nintendo course takes up a retro slot in modern Mario Kart games, I think it's important to always have at least one of them in there to show just how far the series has come. Super Mario Kart was ambitious, cool, and at the time, a ton of fun. But I'm never gonna play it again. Holy shit, we've finally gotten through all the previous Mario Kart games. That means there's only one left to go. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The game with 96 courses in it. 3 times the amount a regular Mario Kart game has. This is gonna be a lot. But I've come this far, I can't stop now. And in fact, I've got a special surprise planned for this gigantic ranking. You'll just have to wait and see what it is. Until then, good night, Tri-State area.